Good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to see you this morning or this afternoon or this evening, depending on where you are in the world as I am talking with you. Today's topic is about what happens when your own equilibrium has been compromised and you're trying to be the oasis for the people around you. What happens in those circumstances where your own well has gotten a little dry? I was speaking with, a group of my practitioners yesterday who are in my inner circle. And we do something once a month where we gather and we ask for prayers and we see where the need is in the world as a whole. And then we gather and ground and fill for that particular moment in time. And what I was hearing yesterday on a personal level, as well as a global level, as well as a local environmental level, one of our practitioners lives in Florida, and the craziness of what's going on in the environment there right now. And we had other people who had family members who, after a long, long term of stress and tension, are finding long-term illnesses reappearing and causing a lot of problems and perhaps being life-threatening. So this is the kind of atmosphere that people were sharing, but we weren't sharing it in a way that said, oh my God, we're all going down. No, we were sharing it in a way that said, this is honestly what's happening right now in front of us. We're not going to look at the world through rose-colored glasses. We're not going to pretend like it is anything other than what it is. We're not going to blame. We're not going to judge. But we will say internally, this is touching me. It's hard. My colleague that lives in Florida was talking about the fact that she can't watch the local news anymore, or the national news for that matter, because of the craziness that's going on. And if she were bombarded with it on a regular basis, it would inundate her. And it would be difficult for her to recover her equilibrium and find her place where she can be the oasis for the people that she cares for on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. Now, one of the other things that occurs when your equilibrium has been shoved off the mark by the actions of someone, something, some issue that's going on in the world at a larger level, is that it's important for you to recognize when you need to have a boundary, when you need to have a boundary. And so you may need, in a moment like that, to say no to the news, or to say no to a family member that wants to move back in with you, but is unvaccinated and unwilling to do that, even though it could possibly harm other people in the household. You have to say no in certain circumstances. Talk to the hand. There are moments where things that are causing us to feel like we've been jostled off our center are things that we're actually being asked to have a boundary about, have a healthy boundary about. And so that discussion went on yesterday as well. So as we do our ground and fill today, I'm going to ask you to pay attention to what's in your world that is possibly pushing you a little bit to one side or the other, off your center, off that flow that is our birthright as human beings to be in on a moment-to-moment basis. And can you, when you reclaim it, can you sit with whatever part of you is needing for you to just hold and be there and say, okay, I got it. I got it. This is what needs to happen. This is what needs to happen in order for me to step back into my center. So, for instance, my colleague that had to say no to an adult family member that was down on their luck and wanted to move back in but was unvaccinated, she said it harmed me. It hurt my heart to have to say, no, you have a choice. You can move in here, but you must get vaccinated. And turned it back over to the person that was banging on her door without being willing to take responsibility for themselves. So do you see how there's a way in which it will touch you when you have to put up a boundary, but it will, in the long run, enable you to come back to your center, sit in who you are, and say, this is who I am. And I cannot be the oasis for the people around me if I allow everyone to overrun this oasis and do things that deplete me. Yeah. Yeah. So today's conversation, in a way, is about tough love. It's about when your equilibrium gets knocked off, out of kilter, what you need to be paying attention to and what steps you need to take in order to recover it. And one of them is to ground and fill. So if you will, step back, settle into your seat wherever you are. Feel your backbone against whatever is supporting you, soles of your feet on the floor. Dropping in. And as you breathe, letting your awareness drop deeper and deeper inside. So perhaps in your first breath, you're curious, you're paying attention to the temperature of the air as it enters your nostrils, travels through your sinuses and down into your chest. I notice as I'm breathing that it's cool as it comes in through my nostrils, feels warm as I exhale. I'm just curious about those sensations. And being curious enables me to drop more deeply present in this moment, returning to my center more easily, more quickly. Oh, and I just noticed how it feels as my ribs and my chest rise and fall with my inhalation and my exhalation. How my belly rises and falls with my inhalation and exhalation. Sitting bones. Feeling my sitting bones. Making sure they're steady. Just sitting with them, noticing the sensation of them. Down into your legs, your knees, your feet. Feeling the soles of your feet. Resting on the floor. Now, if something has really pushed your equilibrium out of balance, you may have a harder time feeling the soles of your feet. When you get to the floor, it may feel as though you can concentrate and then you can't concentrate. So just take a moment now and commit to really checking inside, dropping deeply. Feeling the insides, your arches, your big toe. Feeling the outside of the soles of your feet. The metatarsal arch along the front, just at the base of your toes. Your heels. Feeling your heels. Good. Good. And as I do this, I'm noticing my center is not only dropping more deeply within me, but I'm able to concentrate on my feet. I can actually keep my awareness there without it being bounced out. Good. And then allowing your awareness to drop down into the earth beneath you. Good. Good. Yeah. Putting down roots, light beams, rivers, whatever metaphor works for you. Feeling the connection with the earth beneath you, seeing it, being curious about it. Here in Virginia, the earth is very wet. It's warm. It's rocky underneath of me. Good. What are you noticing in the earth beneath you? Good. Whatever it is, sandy, hot, cold, dry, wet, tightly packed, loamy, whatever that soil beneath you feels like in your mind's eye as you're stretching down into the earth, reaching for a deeper and deeper connection. Yeah. Good. Good. And taking a deep breath and exhaling whatever excess tension is sitting on the surface of your body right now as you come to this process. Just taking a deep breath and exhaling it. Wiggle a little bit. Take another breath. Good. Good. And then asking your feet and your legs, what would feel most nourishing and nurturing from the earth's wide, rich field, this unconditional field? And as you take your first nice deep inhale, letting all the bones, muscles, ligaments, tendons, every aspect of your feet and legs to soak up what would nourish them most. Next, allowing your pelvis and your low back, your spine, filling with what would nourish you most. The next breath, allowing your ribs and your chest and your organs, the rest of your spine and your shoulders to soak up nourishing sensations. Fourth breath, down your arms, into your hands and fingers. And that fifth breath, allowing your upper chest, your neck and your throat and your face and your cranium and your brain, all of it to fill, move right out the crown of your head, showering down around you. Good. Good. And notice what it feels like now to be you. To be you. For myself, I'm noticing that I feel a lot more solidly planted. We spent extra energy today, extra awareness time, making that connection. I feel like my equilibrium is back. My oasis is connected and being filled with every breath. Good. Good. And when you're ready, you can allow your awareness to come back onto the call and allow yourself to give yourself credit for it. Thank you. I've stopped. I took some extra time to really make a connection with the ground under me. This is a resource that's with us all the time, the whole time we're on the planet. The gravitational field of the earth is what forms our relationship with it, is what helps form the density of our bones. It helps us know where we are in space. And when we get knocked off energetically by something emotional that's gone on, something frustrating, something scary, something that makes you angry, the best way is to come back into right relationship with the earth beneath you. Yeah, and then let the magic of being connected to the earth and the flow that can move through us, let that do its healing work with you. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Enjoy.